Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see one more topic from loops, which is switch statement. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future content. Now let's start the video. Yes, let's know what is the need of switch statement. Okay, so switch statement will going to overcome this thing, this monstrosity, which is like if else if. Because suppose in future you will have like 100 users, so you have to write 100 times this else if. Okay, so instead of writing this much of code multiple times, you can reduce it with a switch condition, so you don't need to compare each and every time this particular thing. Okay, so let's see how we can implement switch condition over here with the same example with this. Okay, so let's see first what you have to do is you have to write switch and then this thing. Okay, the parenthesis. Here what you have to provide is what is the value which is coming from the user or something like that, which is in our this condition, which is a username. Okay, that username you have to provide it here and then curly braces. Here what you have to do is you have to write just cases. Okay, so case 1, case 2, how we have here, right? Conditions, right? This condition we have to write cases. Okay, so first what you can do is you can write case and you can say uh, John. Okay, that's it. And then you have to console it. Okay, make sure you have a indentation which is from here, cursor is here, just give a tab here. Okay, so inside this write a console. Okay, so we'll say welcome John. Okay, and this is it. Okay, then next up you can come here and write one more case for Steve and same colon, then indentation and one more console, welcome Steve. Okay, and one more case, let's write it at we'll say Stark, and one more console will have here welcome Stark. Okay, and now you see same thing, I'll just have it both the sides so you can compare both of them. Here in this else if condition we are writing condition so many times. Okay, but in this case let's create this variable as well. I'll just copy and paste over here and I'll say this name as Stark here. Okay, and here we have to provide the username. Okay, so now you see here in the else if condition we are writing each and every time. It should be like double equal to, triple equal to, that things we are writing every time. Okay, but in this case what we are doing is we are just providing the value which will going to come from the user, which is username, and we are creating case. Okay, case 1 what we have John, case 2 we have Steve, case 3 we have Stark. Okay, so whenever this matches to this, it automatically runs this console. Okay, means this particular indentation or we can say block of code. Okay, so same thing for this and same thing for this. So instead of writing this much of code, you are reducing so much of code with the help of switch condition. Okay, and one more thing you can notice here, we have else block as well. Okay, so in this we don't have else block, we'll have a default block. Okay, so we can write default here, and inside this you can write no user found. Okay, I'll just close this one, and now you see we have all the switch condition. Okay, so it's basically whatever value you have provided here, it will compare that value to this case. Okay, so whenever it matches, it will run this particular block, same with the all cases. Okay, and if any of the case is not true, it will going to run the default block. Okay, so let's see how we can run this. Okay, so let me open a terminal here and we can run with the node.js this file. So let's say 16 is the 16 switch.js is the file name, so I'll run it. Now you see it's showing welcome Stark. Okay, it ran this one, again it's running this one as well. Okay, so we don't want this one to run. Okay, let's suppose if I provide John here. Okay, now let's run this again, 16. Now you see it's running all of them, John, Steve, Stark, found. Okay, no user found. So all of the consoles it's running it. Okay, So here the only problem is it will not going to stop here. Okay, whenever the condition matches, it will not going to stop. It will go for other condition as well. Okay, but here you see whenever the condition matches, we have to use one keyword which is called as break. Okay, so after this, once you use break, what it will going to do is it will going to break this particular block. Okay, so you see we have using curly braces here. Okay, here to here. So this is a block. If you want to break the block whenever the condition matches, you have to use break. Okay, so it's you have to use everywhere. Okay, so in this as well, in this as well, and default we don't need to use. Okay, so this is it. So once you use break block, it will going to break it here only. It will not go for the other conditions. Okay, so let's say node again 16 and let's run it. Now you see it's only saying welcome John. Okay, so this is how we use switch statement in JavaScript. Okay. Yes. So let's see one more example with the switch condition. Okay, as in the last video we saw about double equal to and triple equal to, and here we don't have any option with that, right? Double equal to, triple equal to. So how exactly will going to switch condition work? Okay, so I'll say num equal to 1. Okay, now let's create switch. Here I'll say num, which is our actual value where we need to get it. Okay, now let's say case, I'll create it as 1, then I'll console 1, value is 1, and let's break it as well so it will not go to other cases. Case 2, I'll say console value is 2. Basically the case what value I am providing here, it will going to compare with the num value. Okay, so it's not like case 1 actually. If we have earlier condition, we saw like username, right? So we are providing the usernames. Okay, so those are the, it will compare this particular value to this case value. Okay, so that's how it will going to work. So let's break this as well if it is matches, or else let's have default, and default should be like in the bottom only, but if you are making default at the first condition, make sure you have use the break as well for that. Okay, so no value exist, I'll say. And if it is in bottom, right, the default condition, you don't need to write the break condition, but best practice says we have to write break. If suppose we are writing this in the top as well, that time make sure the break condition should be there. Okay, and now what we can do is we have num as 1, right? So if we run this, I'll just comment on the earlier code so it will not distract us with that. So now what we have is num equal to 1, and whenever it matches to 1, it will going to print this, or if 2, it matches to this and print this. Okay, or else it will print the default value. So let's run this. It is 16 switch.js, and now you see value is 1. Okay, now let's say if I do string. Okay, so let's see if as we don't have double equal to, triple equal to, right? So that's why we'll make sure how it is working actually with the numbers. Okay, so now if I say node 16 and run this, now you see no value exists, it's showing. So by default only it's checking the value plus the data type. Okay, now as you can see we have provided number as, or num as 1, but the case is string 1. So it is not matching this, it's not matching this, it's directly going for the default value, which is no value exists. So by default it will have that capability where it is checking the data type as well. Okay, so this is about switch in loops. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.